just to make sure. Hello everyone, Michael here, and today, or tonight in this particular live stream, I'm going to be installing SteamOS. Now, as of right now, I'm actually going ahead and, well, downloading it. I started it way before the stream, but I do have one on standby on my hard drive if it starts to get a little too long. Hopefully, I'm hoping that everyone will be able to see it, considering that there's supposed to be a stream going right about now, which is actually quite frustrating. So here's how everything's gonna work. Pretty much, one stream is gonna be just me and on this computer, but the other one is hooked up to a another stream that's also going through this computer. It's currently displaying my TV, but I have another computer that's going to be acting as my SteamOS, and yes, it does meet the requirements. And just to make sure, the other side should be streaming, but for some odd reason, it's not streaming correctly. And instead, it's giving a whole bunch of wobbly stuff. I don't know. Depending on how things go so far, I may have to stop the stream at some point just to make sure everything is going correctly. But until then, while everything is getting set up, like I said in the description, I'm also opened up for any live Q&A, anyone having any questions, or anyone wondering about any past videos. So make sure you put your questions in the comments. And thankfully, we actually don't need this. At least the SteamOS computer, at least not yet. I have no idea why this thing is having a problem. I may lower the quality of it since it is running 1080p. I'm just not sure. So let me just go ahead and put this microphone right over here. Alright, so now for some context. What is SteamOS? Now SteamOS is actually supposed to be Valve's answer to the market, to the console market. And because of that, they're going to be releasing what's called Steam boxes. That's going to have components, and it's going to be only running Steam, but in big picture mode. Now it is running under a Linux distro, is custom, and of course they do give you the option of building one of your own. And the one that I have, moving it over here, isn't that thing. Now, unfortunately, I have yet to get a proper case for it, so it's in there for now, but hopefully things will switch. So to start things off, to make sure that everything is going, I'm sorry. I'm usually used to just hitting stop and everything, so let me try that again. The first thing that we want to do to install SteamOS is go to right. Are we back? Oh. Well, if you guys can hear me, apparently we're having a little bit of problem. There we go. Alright. So, first thing we need to do is go to SteamOS. Now, of course, you can just Google SteamOS and look for the one that says store steampowered.com/SteamOS. Let me go ahead and rewind for you right here. Now, what you want to do is go in and do it DIY Steam machine, or do it yourself. Make sure the requirements are there. And this is actually quite odd. It does say that it needs additional like UEFI boot support along with USB port installation. There's a reason for this, and I'll show you it when we get into the other SteamOS stream. And the requirements is kind of pretty much, you are going to be playing a lot of games. So if you have like a i7 or something similar to that, or with a 64-bit compatibility, you want that, and you want RAM 4 GB or higher, and an NVIDIA graphics card. Apparently they're going to be supporting all the others later on. And in terms of downloading, I'm going to say this now. I actually started this before, and I highly recommend if you guys do SteamOS beta installation, or sorry, under custom installation, because I actually tried default installation, and after going through so much pain with it, the thing just did not work. So I not really sure. I guess it's really based on the hardware that they have. Again, I'm not sure. And I found out that the custom installation, while it does have a few more steps to it, you will appreciate what it does. So with that in mind, let's go ahead. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and click download the custom OS beta installation. And if you haven't figured it out already, this whole stream is going to be acting like you guys are watching me do a regular tutorial. Now thankfully I actually have it already downloaded. It's a 1 GB file, and depending on your download speed, it may take you a good 10 minutes to download. If you're on a regular Comcast thing, it may take longer, but expect a really long download because it's a 1 GB. So let's go ahead, go to 10 dudes, and SteamOS installer. Let's go ahead and let's put it on the desktop. Go ahead, open it up, or extract all in this particular case. Hit extract, and this thing's gonna take a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick look at, that's not it. I'm gonna take a quick look at the OS computer, see how that thing's doing. Apparently the thing has done a fail. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can, since we got some time, I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can switch the stream area on this to a lower res. Okay, let's see how things go with this setting. Alright, and looks like everything's all set to go on this. So, believe it or not, we actually have to go to the next step, which is putting it on a USB stick. Now, in this particular case, let's see, I have one still here somewhere. Here we go. Here's a USB I can use. So pretty much I have to format this to a FAT32 so I can put it on. And then we can plug it into the computer. Which, speaking of which, is that thing working correctly now? To the looks of it, it is. I guess 720p is probably the highest I can get. Maybe. I'm not seeing any response. Oh well, so let's go ahead and plug this thing in. Let's see, find a good spot. Is he using that camera, using that microphone? I'm pretty sure I don't need this fan. Continue without scanning. Alright. So, scare heat, right click, format it to FAT32, allocation size, it's 2 gigabytes, volume label, let's call this, now the thing did have a suggestion, so, okay, so let's just call this SteamOS. Alright, let's do a quick format and make sure it's for F. Alright, and then go. Yeah, go for it. That took no time at all. Now, believe it or not, we actually don't have to use special software for this. All we have to do is just go like this, copy, go over here, and paste. Now, depending on how things go, this may take a bit, so that in mind, I'm gonna see if anything is going on this computer. Let's see, what would be a valid game to launch? Not sure about StarCraft, that's for sure. Let's launch Team Fortress. And I should probably mute this before this thing goes. Just to make sure something is actually going. Which incidentally, I don't think there is. Not again. This thing has not moved. Right, I actually think this thing is broken. Which I'm not really surprised. So, it's actually kind of too late to delete, so I'm still trying to figure out what to do here. We got about 5 minutes, so until then, we can you guys can go ahead and start bombarding me on questions. let's try this again. Except under a modified one. No, personally, I'm not sure if anything will happen. Wait about 20 seconds for the whole thing to update itself. How does this thing even go even higher? You know, I don't think this thing is actually working correctly. What to do? Either there's a clog, or this thing is not doing things correctly. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and stop this. Try the other capture software, see if that thing will do the trick. If not, I'll just go ahead and just add this to the main stream. It's kind of sad the thing's not working correctly. Now this thing is extremely buggy, and most of the time the thing doesn't work right, so. Actually, to be honest, the thing doesn't even get anything right. I mean, the only thing it will be able to do is Twitch, and I don't want to humor people over at Twitch of me doing a live stream on 2 separate streams. And this is what happens. The thing gets it, but it doesn't work correctly. Yeah, and the thing's This thing's extremely buggy. I'm gonna try something real quick. Well, this is just rich. The thing's not working correctly. Isn't that wonderful? What do you mean no channels found? It's literally on. Oh, everything got transferred. Okay, so here's right. So I guess what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm just gonna live everything from a separate coder and just have this program go ahead and just do everything. So everyone who's looking at the other thing, just go ahead, just ignore that, because apparently this thing's not working, and the only way to make sure everything is to go ahead, stop the stream or pause it. But I don't exactly want to do that, considering. So with that in mind, let's just go ahead and go to the next part of the tutorial. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off this computer over here. Now since this thing's all set to go, I'm going to go ahead and pull this out. This thing back in. And once this thing is done doing whatever, or when it finally shuts down, I'm going to go ahead and insert this USB. Alright. Yank this thing out. Right, before I go ahead and kick this thing on, there's something that everyone needs to know. When it comes to booting this thing up, I actually had to turn UEFI off, or whatever that boot secure is, in order to actually get to the installer. So yeah, with that in mind, let's go ahead and I'll just tell FF to add a new screen. Capture. Give it a minute. There we go. And of course it won't. Yep, nope. Okay, hold on a minute. Put this way down here. Capture. Give it a minute again. And this guy. Now, of course, there's nothing going in right now, so I'll start this when everything is starting. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started with this installation. So, turning this thing on, we should see a feed any minute now. Oh, and at 12. Just to double check things. And ignores it. Why am I not surprised? So shut down, restart. Let's try this again. Just need to make sure of something though. Okay, no. Okay. So that. All right. So with that in mind, and hold on, I'm just gonna check one more time on the stream thing before we get in, just to make sure the thing actually. Yeah, I guess everything closes when the stream starts. All right. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and full screen this, open this. Let's go ahead and change. Go ahead and hit this. Let's see. Second window. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Capture region, select region. And there we go. Go ahead and collapse this. Alright, so this is my BIOS on my Asus motherboard. There is an unboxing for this and the and for the i7 as well. That will be uploaded sometime, probably next week or so. So something to state real quick is under advanced mode, when you go under, let's see, under boot, if you go all the way down, to secure boot, right here, I had to tell this thing to stay on other OS. Don't you dare. In other words, the secure boot thing is off in this particular case. Just wanted to show you that. Let's go exit and go back to easy mode. Now, you want to pick the one that says UEFI. That's the one that you want. And I'll just go to boot menu and just tell this thing just to boot on this. And here you go. This is the alright, so from here, to be honest, I have not used automated install, to be quite honest. Sorry, not automated install, expert install. But I'm gonna check it real quick just to make sure it's what I think it is. And code round, so choose a Langer configured keyboard. And to the looks of this, it seems that this thing does not. Oh yeah, I totally forgot to tell you guys this. This thing has a delay about a good 4 seconds or so. That's why I wanted this thing to be on its separate stream, so that way you guys can be a little caught up with me and you can just pay attention to the other one. But like I said, that doesn't seem it's gonna happen anytime soon. Alright, so yeah, I was kinda hoping that this thing will have it, but I guess not, so I'll just tell this thing I'll just tell this thing to abort. So back to the BIOS setting again. Boot menu, this thing. Alright, so this time what we're gonna do is we're gonna do an automated install this time. So when I see the thing, there we go. Enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this thing has about a 5-second delay. So now what this thing is going to do is going to automate everything, pretty much detect the system and all that, so it will go ahead and get everything all freshened up, so to speak. And to the looks of it, it doesn't seem like it needs my input for a bit, so I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break, and you guys can go ahead and watch the installation from here. And we're back. Alright, so the installation had just recently finished. If I believe it was on HDMI 1. Give me a minute. Alright, so the installation is done. However, we still got some more stuff to do on this. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. So, yada yada yada. Installation is complete. Eject the disk. Alright, so with that in mind, I'll go ahead and once that thing is done, go ahead and quickly pull it out. Alright, so you don't need this thing. Alright, so what we want is the regular thing, which is going to go in anyhow. That's what I just saw on my screen. So in a few minutes, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the audio so you guys can hear what I'm hearing. Should go ahead and probably mute this so that way we don't get any echo. Alright, and this is SteamOS. Well, that's it. No, I'm just kidding. This is actually part of the stuff I've been talking about. What we still need to do some extra stuff. So, according to the SteamOS site, we have to hold on a sec. See, automate install, yada yada yada. Alright, so what we want to do is we want to run Steam. Put this out of the way. So Steam, and of course the password is Steam. And this is technically SteamOS in a nutshell. This one is a really basic GNOME. What it has is it has like the activities, the time, Steam, all that fun stuff. So what we have to do here is, according to this, if I'm reading this correctly, we have to run Steam, which I did notice something while doing that. I'm not sure if they fixed it, and they have not. So what we have to do is we have to run Steam and accept the ULA and have to put in our credentials. So with that in mind, we're just gonna go ahead and open up a terminal. So to open up one, go to Activities, and search terminal. And really all you need to do is just put in Steam, hit enter, and there you go. Just go ahead, accept the license agreement, and now the whole update series will start going. Depending on how old the image is, this might take a bit considering how large it is, but thankfully it's only 250 megabytes big, so it shouldn't take long. And again, if you guys are missing part of the stream, I do want to point out that there will be a highlight video. I may have the whole thing posted, but I think what I'll do is I have everything scrunched together since no one hasn't asked me any questions or anything like that. So, let me just double check, see how things are going. Doesn't seem like, well, there are 2 people, apparently. Unless it's counting the, yeah, I don't think the thing is counting me. Alright, no. Let's do no process, yada yada. And according to this, what we have to do is, let me just check the part. Is this the one that we want? No, not again. Hold on. No accordion again. Let's see. Yada yada yada. Alright. So according to this, we don't have to sign in right now. So let's go ahead, close this one out. And we're supposed to log out. Log out. And this time, instead, we have to log into desktop. And password should be Steam. No, it's not. Hold on, let me double check again. Alright, so pretty much this whole thing is, so Steam is Steam and desktop is desktop. So what we want to do on this one is, well, same exact thing, except we're going to run a script. And that script is actually, if you go to the home menu, you see the post login script. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up another terminal. Go ahead, search terminal again. Then do like this, and we can actually just do post one sec. There we go. Alright, so /post login.sh and enter. Password for desktop, which is desktop, and let it run. And what this thing is going to do is technically it's going to, well, install itself. Now, supposedly, according to the Steam site, it says that it will that the desktop will self-destruct. That usually actually doesn't really happen. So this thing is rebooting again. This thing should take just a few minutes. I'm assuming. Nope, still have to wait. There's Aces again, SteamOS, and it's going fast. Let's see. Okay, failed. Yes, yes, I want to continue. Right, so depending on how fast your computer is, this actually doesn't take that long, but I would say it would take about a nice good 5 minutes probably. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just now seeing some of the questions. I do apologize. Let's see. How did you get this? And can I do this on the Mac Boot Camp partition? Okay, I hate to tell you this, but no. According to the Steam site, they were very specific on dedicated hardware. So, and even if you did try Boot Camp, it'll delete everything on the drive. So, I don't think it would necessarily work, to be honest. I've yet to hear someone who actually did try it on a Mac, but overall, no. What it will do is that it will literally delete everything. This thing is strictly for one piece of hardware. However, you can go ahead and try to put it on a virtual machine if you want to. Oh, and I probably should have said, how did I get this? I got this from SteamOS. Here, let me go ahead and give you the link to SteamOS. Oops, hold on. I don't think I'm actually gonna install. I don't think I'm actually gonna use or buy a Steam machine. At least not yet, because I'm a brand new graduate. So I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. And besides, to be completely honest here, I actually really didn't check checked all the Steam boxes yet. A few of them I hear are pretty good, though as of right now they released all the beta Steam boxes. I'm pretty sure you can find some of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in the link. I'm gonna go ahead and put the link to SteamOS right now. I probably should have done that. Sorry about that. So you can go ahead and check it out if you want. Let me just go ahead and just save. Alright, so the link to SteamOS should be in the comments. Just go ahead and refresh. The thing should update itself. Yep, just refresh and the link will be in there. Alright, and looks like SteamOS is going, so here's the initial setup for it. Let's see, license agreement. All the way down. Is the mouse working? Yes, it is. Yeah. So I agree. Content. Next. And, well, looks like I can log in. I'm going to go ahead and collapse this because I don't want you guys to see my credentials. MJD 5700. Does it think? Do you think it will work on a virtual machine? Believe it or not, I did see some people actually attempt to do a virtual machine. However, they said that there were some problems, like they weren't able to run stuff or this or that. But I do know that there are some people who actually went and and actually made different versions, ones that probably might be able to run on a virtual machine. I gotta look that up, but yeah, I know it's possible you can run it, but I'm not sure how far to a certain degree. Yeah, close enough. Alright, so, this is SteamOS. Yeah. In reality, it's actually big picture mode, but there is a major difference. So, first of all, let's go ahead and go over the settings. Now, the settings are... Now, I've actually been on here before, and the settings are pretty much straightforward. It does the account, your friends, or at least what your profile name is. Ooh, I can change it. So I can change other things like that. And let's see what else here. Let's see, in-game. You can change the in-game shortcuts, language, interface. Now this, what you can actually do is you can actually access the Linux desktop. This is actually really important because if there's something that pops up in there, you'll be able to go back to the Linux desktop and fix anything. And as for the person who asked about the VMware, I actually just remembered. I think there was someone that actually made a VM for it. Let me check. See, it's here somewhere. Give me a minute. Alright. So I'm going to give you a link to one of the ways you can get VMware to go. And I'll tell you the difference in a sec. Alright, if you refresh, it'll give you the link to running SteamOS in VM. All you have to do is just refresh. Alright, sorry for holding back. So here's what the difference is. So actually, you know what? Best part. Here, let's do a comparison. Let's go ahead and launch big picture mode on my machine. but I'll go ahead and log out. And I'll go ahead and log into mine. Alright. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn on big picture mode. Alright, so now in this one at least, under settings. Oh wow, I did not expect this. It's okay, so massive letdown for anyone who is expecting a big change. There really, except for the fact, all it really is, it's Linux with big picture mode. That literally is it. So the only thing is that you have a SteamOS. You'll be able to run Steam independently, which is actually kind of a good thing since it's concentrating only on games. But for everyone who thinks a major letdown, it kind of is. So that's actually kind of the reason why not too many people recommend of actually installing it unless you really want to do it. So going back to the actual SteamOS. That oh boy. So meanwhile, back at the other SteamOS. Oh man, I can't get over this. That's too rich. So I'm gonna go ahead and unmute this so you guys can hear. Oops, wrong thing. I need to log out of my Steam account so I can be able to get in. Alright, so logging back in. Alright, so back here, there's a few things that I really need to let everyone know about this. First of all, I do want to point this out that it won't run all games since this is a Linux-based distro. So instead, just go all the way down to Linux games. It'll really show you all the games that you can play, which thankfully is a really good library. I have 79 out of 162 games that runs. But in terms of the store, you're gonna have to go down to the specials. It should be here, and click on Linux, and that'll actually show you games that you'll be able to look. So another thing you also need to look out for is make sure that it has the Tux Penguin right here. If you have that, if it has that, that means you can actually run it in SteamOS. So someone just said right now, do you think it will make the games run faster or better on an OS dedicated to Steam? Well, to quote just say this right now, and I was actually going to talk about this. As of right now, SteamOS is kind of a little bit of a disappointment, mainly because as it stands, it has to run in games that are guaranteed to run on Linux, which for the most part is a good chunk of it. A good amount of games are actually available for Linux, which is actually quite nice. However, it could be improved. Steam did say that they were going to get more companies on board with Linux and have more people release it, so it'll be available for SteamOS. However, in terms of graphics and stuff, as of right now, Nvidia and other companies are actually now improving their graphics cards or their graphics drivers, so that way it'll run better on SteamOS. So, but as of right now, to where it is compared to like running this in Windows compared to this, I would technically say, as of right now, it's probably best if you stayed with Windows at the moment, because while it is nice to have pretty much a big screen for Linux OS, I mean, here, this is like perfect if I want to play online. But the only thing is, I can just connect my laptop to my television, and I will get the same result. And to be honest, in terms of frame rate, I actually did see some people do some research on this. It's pretty much up there. It's not exactly on par with Windows, but the frame rate is almost the same. If anything, is about, well, this might be a major deal for some people. For some games, the difference is about like 5 to 10 frames less compared to Windows. But really, you guys got to remember, this is a beta, and for what it's worth for a beta, this actually works really well. And I think that it might be a good idea to have just a concentrated machine dedicated only for gaming. And I think it's probably going to get even better down the road. But as it stands right now, I advise people not to try this, at least not yet. Wait for a good 6 months to about a year to actually try this, or to get a Steam box. So if people actually do get a Steam box, go right at it. Thankfully, they said, according to Steam, you can do whatever you want once you get it. The whole thing is open hardware. You can literally change everything on it. So, really, I guess at this point, the only concern for most consumers would be, can I play games, and is it worth it? As long as the library of Linux games continue to build, and it's good games at that, I personally think that SteamOS and the Steam boxes will start to be a thing, and might actually rival other game companies. But for now, it's a marvel to have on your system. I mean, heck, right after this stream is over, I'm gonna go ahead and have this thing set to dual boot. Just because Steam says that it will delete everything doesn't mean I can go ahead and split the hard drive. The thing is a terabyte, so I'm gonna split it and install another OS on there, probably Windows, so I can do some Blender work or something like that, or probably a Linux distro. Either way, it's gonna be something that's gonna be productive, since the box that's currently running on, it is my production box, or it handles most of my 3D renders. So, but yeah, for what it's worth, it's nice to have, but definitely not recommended. So hopefully that answers everyone's questions. Unless anyone else has any other questions, like if you want me to do something at the moment. And the thing is going to sleep mode. Wake up. Here we go. Now, as of right now, I actually can't play anything at the moment because there's no game installed. because, you know, it's a fresh install. So I guess, and also I don't want to actually play anything on the stream, so I can actually risk myself with the home monetization. However, thankfully Valve did say that they're cool if you're monetizing their videos. They embrace it. So I don't think I'm gonna get to any games tonight, anything like that, but I could definitely get some games on here if I want. So yeah. Alright, you're welcome. So, if that's everything, if no one else doesn't have any questions, I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream. I'll give you guys about a good minute, because there is like a 20-second delay on here. Let's see. And start the clock. Alright, so it seems like no one else doesn't have any questions. So with that, in that regard, I think everyone who decided to come in and watch this entire live stream, and like I said in the comments, or sorry, not in the comments, but in the description, you guys will be able to access this. But I'm also going to be making a highlight video as well, which will pretty much put everything that's happened tonight all in a really short video. So in that case, good night, everyone. Oh, whoa, sorry, my bad. I just saw the question, my bad. You said it's open to mod. Yes, according to Steam, the Steam boxes and Steam itself, you are able to mod, and it's actually kind of true. And this is kind of a breather to everyone, because for people who mod their games, you can go ahead. Hold on, let me go ahead and change the settings so I can access the interface, enable access to Linux desktop. So go ahead, exit, and I'll click return to desktop. So here's the SteamOS desktop again, but this should be under the desktop mode. So in terms of modding, everyone can actually take a breather, because if there's any mods you have on any games, you'll be able to put them in if you want, as well as like some other things. And like I said, Valve did say that the whole thing is moddable, the whole thing is open hardware, open source. You can do whatever the hell you want. As for Battlefield, good luck with that, because EA, as far as I'm concerned, EA hasn't fulfilled their promise yet of actually making games for Linux. So, and besides, at this point, Battlefield, that's Origin's thing. So unless EA decides to announce Origin for Linux, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Alright, just a quick thing to show. We can just go ahead, go over the video. Oh, nope, sorry. Go all the way down to Steam. Okay, so Steam. The FCAS controller. You see that? Steam apps. And, well, yeah, pretty much you get the point here. You pretty much get the point here. You are able to mod your games, but, yeah. And for any other games that is owned by other companies like EA and stuff, that really depends on whether or not they're dedicated to actually do it. But considering how EA is going, I don't think so. So let's go ahead and return to Steam. And you know what I just realized? There's no sound. What the hell? Oh boy. Why is there no sound? Maybe it is something I can probably do in the desktop. Sound settings. Oop. Wrong ones. Huh. Did that come from my speakers? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the stream before I make a complete idiot out of myself. So with that in mind, I thank everyone for joining me, and I think next week I'll go ahead and do another stream for SteamOS for anyone who has any other questions and anyone who wants to ask me what I think of it. Truly now, since I have it for a couple, since I had it for a couple of days. So with that in mind, I bid you guys good night.